Abusia menu mienu yenim ya ekoso eba eye gold board kyese amanebo no achimu kyese IMF the report and as a document the aba kyese ni na kyerese Sami Jemfi aboka over $1.7 billion. It is alleged. Even also cancer $22 billion. Na busuan sasem we ema Sami Jemfi enam said na Alexander AfenyoMarkins abusuan auto and seminal at the eba kyese abontene the way you see go straight to the office of the gold board. Some institution no abusuan na kyese Alexander AfenyoMarkins e kwa bia so aja say oba expose nea so corruption bia so ho enam reporter IMF e aba enam so ema Sami Jemfi abusuan okopie mu wo parliament accountability forum na ho abusuan otonsem ema ne the minority Alexander AfenyoMarkins to the state abusuan amanebo ne akyiremu kyesen sem bia Sami Jemfi eyusu ye ewo Alexander AfenyoMarkins hono abusuan bebre na ekyere se enye no kwan so na enye sei na nkase okasa ekyere Ganafo na se titiru ye minority leader omo se ankanye sa na nkase Sami Jemfi ekasa na emom na nkase o address the issue at hand no oyusu some words bi anase kasa bi a abusuan mo kira na enye kasa nkase oyusu edema the minority leader kyese o se o ye noise maker extortionist abusuan na kyese ensem a kyese otoba Alexander so na yakoye se na bi mu ekira yakoye se personal attack abusuan and the Black Rasta probably match into that issue just other ensem me pese me no mi no yetie no abusuan na se ne pese yete no Black Rasta exposing no dini na dia ba pese yeko na yetie na ye kire ya ha eda so aye be media je chebese wase ene de ka wadi channel so ne de kwan so ye bese wase be subscribe e de amebo notification bell so for more podcast updates yentie enkoma Black Rasta wadi ni ne efa Sami Jemfi CEO of a good board ene the minority leader Honorable Alexander AfenyoMarkins of NPP intimacies here.
Blackmailer, extortionist, noise maker, AfenyoMarkins, silence. Hey, today in Ghana, the foundations of politics are shaking. Sami Jemfi is the boss of the gold board. Now, the gold board deals with gold. We have the cocoa board that deals with cocoa. When President John Dramani Mahama became president, he quickly founded the gold board. And from that time, the economy of Ghana has been on the right stead. Can I say that again? From when John Dramani Mahama became president, he founded the gold board to be able to deal with the gold in our nation. Now, the basis is very simple. If your currency can be backed with gold, and the world over, it looks like gold is the yardstick and the power, the spine behind the currency of almost every nation. England has gold reserves, America, gold reserves, and these reserves back the currencies that they have. And if we are called the Gold Coast, why can't we use the same gold, the best gold in the world, to back our currency? That was the basis that Mahama stood on, the foundation that he stood on, and decided to found the gold board. And he put no other person but the 1982 born legal counsel, Samuel Jemfi, 1989 born. My brother, my sister, this is the gentleman. He was born in 1989. He's a lawyer and a communicator. He's one of the finest communicators we have in Ghana. In fact, he was one of those responsible for the overthrow of the NPP after 8 years of burglary and theft. Absolutely. So he's a big enemy of the NPP. There was a time Canada, Japan, an astute big wig of the NPP said if they had Sami Jemfi in the NPP, there was no way the NDC was going to be able to stand toe to toe with the NPP. My brother, my sister, there was no way the NDC would be able to stand toe to toe with the NPP. He said that time and again. He was born in the Bono Ahafo region. This is a gentleman who rose through the ranks like a column of mercury in the mercury thermometer. My brother, my sister, it doesn't matter whether you gauge him using Celsius or Fahrenheit. He is hot like fire. This is Sami Jemfi. Now, for some time now, AfenyoMarkins and his NPP have been engrossed in some dirty propaganda about gold board not doing well, gold board losing a lot of billions of American dollars, and how gold board is messing up the economy. Yet the economy is still up there. Ghanaians are accorded the respect. Now, AfenyoMarkins says, we are not those saying that gold board is not doing well. It's the IMF. And we have said it time and again. We were first to break the news here. IMF was not even too conversant. Yes, that's the word. Too conversant with the fact that Ghana all of a sudden decided to hold on to gold to be able to help with the economy. And right after getting to know that IMF discouraged it. Now, when you look at the West is always very interested in keeping the so-called third world countries where they are so they can always control them. No slave master is ever ready to promote his slave to the point that he's no longer a slave. It's never happened, no matter how much they love their slaves. Third world countries have been at their beck and call every now and then, all this while, and to be able to get freedom from these Western countries, it must be a whole revolution. And Ghana kick-started that revolution with the gold board. The IMF had to fight the gold board, but the gold board stood its grounds. Now, it looks like AfenyoMarkins and his NPP are doing the bidding of the slave master. Now, AfenyoMarkins spoke several times. In one of what he said, he made it clear that gold board, mudika, gold board, mudika. It means that you, gold board, you are in debt. Watch this.
Gold board, yes, Remo, and yatem didie, mumbe yimano, na ekano, muchu mutaya, mabaka. Gold board, mabaka, muchu mutaya, mubetia gano, Ghana sika, yen na yeka, minority na yeka o, IMF 4, and
gold board mudika. Enya na account. IMF 4 na. I am saddened most of the time when the yardstick for the measurement of our power comes from the West. No slave master would ever rate his slave to the point that he will rise above his enslavement. Somebody write it down. My brother, my sister, this is what is happening. They say it's the IMF. Now, if gold board is running at a loss, and the economy is this flamboyant, and the economy is this buoyant as compared to the 8 years of thievery, irresponsible behavior, and burglary, absolutely, then please continue to run at a loss. AfenyoMarkins did not end there. He came back and said, we are going to invite you to come over to the PAC, the Public Accounts Committee in Parliament, where you will tell the whole Ghana, right at the Parliament, after swearing an oath, that yes, this is what it is. Sami Jemfi has said it time and again. They are scared. They don't even want to invite me to the PAC. And I am more than ready any day, even now, to appear at the PAC. But don't you worry. I will swear an oath. AfenyoMarkins reiterated this, and he blamed it on the majority in Parliament blocking the whole PAC appearance. Watch this.
Sɛ obi akɔyɛ adwuma mpo wɔ baabi na sɛ ndɛ iyokofoɔ ɛɛtaataa no iyokofoɔ ɛɛtaataa binom attorney general yɛ press conference ɔsi o obi mpo ɔyɛ ayaban adwuma ɛka 5 million cedis 3 million cedis 10 million cedis yɛtumi frɛ wɔ iyoko na wakɔda hɔ na yɛsɛ fa ejapadeɛ a asomboɔ for branch ama bill na ne go ball for bill de abɛyɛ ho tio me ba o we de sa 22 billion losses here almost gold board abokai and then who bill ezika ben na yɛde bɛdi bill oh we as said yet here yes wo wi ofon sa na wa hwɛ won sa we are see ayewo no se tumi ba wonsem na se wo de tata obi a hweniye NDC for nam MPP for bokrono MPP for bokrono MPP for to say MPP for to say gold kaka mun koton no gold mun koton gold on ko boka 22 billion cedis afi baako ya kan ya no mu visa mu didi atemu a na ya bohu na mu de yeti ebubom
AfenyoMarkins and his group of enemies of Ghana. These people, if I were God, I'd put all of them in hell and ask Satan to sodomize them night and day. They don't have Ghana at heart. All they are doing is politics. That's what I see from where I sit. Now, all AfenyoMarkins is saying, if you understand the politics of these nitwits, is that the more you continue chasing us, be careful we don't come into power, we will chase you same way. He's not looking for accountability. He's looking for steal, and let me steal. Steal. We will allow you to steal for now. When we come into power, we would also steal. But what we have stolen so far, allow us to enjoy that, so that we would also allow you to steal now. We know you've been hungry for 8 years and over. That's what I see in what he's saying. Semanye tumi bi na mudi tata NPP 4. Iyoko 4 chiobia. Yesifa. Bail bond say. Fabra. Now ubia wa shere over 22 billion Ghana cedis. And they will jail bond be say. And to me, be careful how you use it. That's not accountability. It's fear mongering. My brother, my sister, that's why I don't like these people. They are not ready for the upward movement of the nation. They are only interested in propaganda, and the dirty one for that matter. Can I move forward? My brother, my sister, now AfenyoMarkins has been in the gallery promoting and propagating this evilous idea of gold board losing a lot of money. My brother, I love debates. Let the people who understand the economics of the nation watch you debate. We are not stupid people in Ghana. We understand what economics is. You are very little boys when it comes to the great minds of economics. So there's nothing you will say that the great minds of economics in Ghana will not understand. So come, debate, let's understand you. My brother, my sister, and AfenyoMarkins said, now they're going to take the bill to Parliament. and ask Sammy Jemfi to join. But before the bill even got to Parliament, Sammy Jemfi, boom, appeared at the presidency. Of course, in a communication, this was the flyer that came out earlier, the Government Accountability Series, and it was advertised a few days ago. And it says, Presidency Communications presents Government Accountability Series with Sammy Jemfi, Chief Executive Officer, Ghana Gold Board, 11 a.m. Wednesday, that's today, the 19th of August, 2026. And through to their words, he appeared and he spoke. What did he tell Ghanaians? In summary, come here. Come here. Run the dossier. Watch this, Dodo. Now, speaking at the Government's Accountability Series press briefing on Wednesday, that's today, August 19, 2026, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Gold Board, Sammy Jemfi, strongly countered financial loss allegations leveled against the institution by Minority Leader Alexander AfenyoMarkins. Now, the key takeaways from Sammy Jemfi's address include denial of 1.7 billion dollar losses. He described claims that Gold Board incurred a $1.7 billion loss as a barefaced lie. And that's an equivalent of about 22 billion Ghana cedis. He explained that any gold market losses noted by the IMF actually stemmed from the Bank of Ghana's domestic gold purchase program, not Gold Board. Declarations of a financial loss. Jemfi revealed that Gold Board actually recorded a 5.4 billion Ghana cedi surplus for the 2025 financial year rather than a loss, according to the graphic online. Now, he emphasized that the Auditor General's report for 2025 contains zero adverse findings or citations of misappropriation against Gold Board. Now, since the BOG stopped financing the board, Gold Board successfully diversified its fundraising, raising over 450 million American dollars from commercial banks and gold off-takers since March 2026 to sustain operations independently. Jemfi challenged the Minority Caucus to stop holding redundant press conferences and simply have the Public Accounts Committee, PAC, invited, which we made clear right from the beginning. This is Sammy Jemfi. But the main hatchet of the NPP is Alexander AfenyoMarkins. He has some personal words for him. Run the dossier. What did he say about AfenyoMarkins? Now, he said, Jemfi asserted that AfenyoMarkins' entire approach relies on a specific modus operandi, which is to repeat the same tired falsehoods as often as possible in the hope that repetition would somehow transform fiction into fact. He fiercely blasted AfenyoMarkins' mathematical and operational narrative, stating that blaming Gold Board for the Bank of Ghana's domestic gold purchase program.
We ain't some of the course or channel. I'm not so Jim, but I send us a wide India to me.